heavyweight champion, Abass Baraou has other plans and wants to spoil the homecoming party. This is World Championship Boxing presented by Top Rank.
This is boxing. This is Top Rank.
I don't know where you're watching around the world, but I'd rather be no place than right here in sunny, warm San Juan, Puerto Rico, where two belts are on the line in the junior middleweight division. It's champ versus champ, Xander Zayas versus Abass Baraou, brought to you by Miller Lite. Cheers to another round of Miller time. And Twisted Tea, Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. As we run through the sponsors for this fantastic fight week, Puerto Rico has been an amazing host, and we've been back here now for the first time since 2017. And tonight's weigh-ins are brought to you at the Distrito T-Mobile, who'd play host to our press conference yesterday. The fans have filled in here nicely, and that is a look at the arena, the beautiful Coliseo de Puerto Rico, who will be host to our fight night tomorrow night. And the principals in the ring in our main event start with that man right there, Xander Zayas, your WBO 154-pound world champ, has made it here to the weigh-ins. He's excited to be back here in his home island of Puerto Rico, defending his title for the very first time. Followed by his family and friends who have also filed here into attendance at the Distrito T-Mobile. Thank you all for joining us. What a beautiful setup. Look at that shot right there. This is how we do it.
Yes, it is.
It's a world title fight. Doesn't get much bigger than this. It's belts on belts tomorrow night. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the set. I'm Christina Poncher. So happy to be back here with you alongside Tim Bradley and Corey Erdman. Champ, this is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great opportunity for the Puerto Rican fans to come see a world title fight. They're also coming for some t-shirts, are they not? They've been looking at these shirts on the desk.
Yeah, who wants a t-shirt?
Who
wants a t-shirt?
I know you guys already. Let's
let me see. Let me see.
First.
Ah, there it is. Somebody in the front over here, baby.
I
got you, man.
Yeah, I'm about to save a few. In the back over there.
And you got a good arm.
I'm trying to tell you. Hey, I didn't hit that hard, but I can throw.
I have been waiting years to show off my arm on television,
Corey,
so I'm very thankful.
I'm telling you, that was impressive. You know what also is impressive? WAPA is pretty impressive. And Top Rank is excited to welcome WAPA Deportes in Puerto Rico and WAPA America in the U.S. to Saturday night's live fight lineup. So welcome, WAPA. We're happy to have you with us for the broadcast of tomorrow night's fights. Speaking of tomorrow night's fights, let's take a look at the full fight card we're bringing to you right here from San Juan. All 6 bouts will be streamed on Top Rank Classics, available live on Roku, Vizio, and Tubi in the U.S. mainland. The first bouts get started now at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, and live on WAPA Deportes at 7:30 p.m. here in Puerto Rico. If you're here and you want to come to the fight, go ahead and scan that QR code. There are still select tickets available, so look at the best seats. Join us live tomorrow night. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. local time. And while you're here, those of you in attendance, we do have some merchandise on sale right back there to purchase Fight Week exclusive merch for Saturday night's event and posters. We also have merch on shop.toprank.com to explore the entire collection. There'll also be some more fight-specific merch on sale from the venue. He will not be on sale. That looks like Xander, does it not? My goodness.
A little bit.
I love that.
I'm worried about him making 154.
You know, he's got chest and abs and all kinds. There's a band. I mean, we're up here having a great time, and why not? Puerto Rico has such a rich boxing history. These fans clamor for boxing here on this island. So when we take a look at some of the big fights, Top Rank hasn't been here since 2017. But there has been some amazing fights that have happened here in Puerto Rico. Legendary fighters, Hall of Fame fighters. And let's take a look at them. Corey, I know you're a historian as well. I mean, there has to be some memories for you when you see these names up here on the screen.
Oh, my God, so many. And I think this island per inch has produced more world champions than anywhere else in the world. Of course, it all starts with Wilfredo Gomez, one of the biggest punchers ever. But if you're asking about my memories, Felix Tito Trinidad, Hector Macho Camacho, that's my childhood. As I start getting a little bit older, then Miguel Angel Cotto comes around. And then Ivan Calderon, when I start getting my own money, I could order his pay-per-view against Giovanni Segura. And who could forget about Amanda Serrano, one of the figures holding it down for the island, the most decorated fighter that's ever been produced here in Puerto Rico.
See, but when I look at that list, I see inspiration, right, from all those fighters right there. So it's been some time since Puerto Rico has had that one guy, or that, I know they have, you know, Amanda Serrano. However, on the male side of things, that one man that basically carried the torch for Puerto Rico. Xander Zayas has an opportunity tomorrow night to add a second world championship at 23 years old. He's making all kind of history here in his fight tomorrow night. But he has all the makings, I believe, to be that Puerto Rican next star.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough test against Abass Baraou, but when we talk about Xander Zayas, he is a world champ, only 23 years old. If he is victorious tomorrow night, he will be the youngest unified champ and the first to unify, Puerto Rican to unify, period, you know, right here on the island. I know that was huge for him. What is it, when you look at tape, because I know you're constantly studying, that stands out to you about Xander Zayas and what he'll also need to do tomorrow night?
Ring intelligence. That's the that's the number one thing I go to. I mean, you can have all these qualities, punching power, you know, but you got to have intelligence. Xander Zayas knows his way around the ring. He can box a little bit. He can brawl a little bit. He can do a little bit of everything. So I think he has all the remedies tomorrow to be able to beat Abass tomorrow night.
And Corey, for you, Abass Baraou, I mean, maybe not the most well-known household name at this point, even though he is a world champion, probably the least known champion at 154 pounds, but you know all about him, and you know that this is familiar territory for him, is it not? Enemy territory?
I mean, it's the only territory he's ever fought in, right? I mean, he is an anomaly when it comes to world champions in boxing. This is a world champion that is a free agent right now. This is a man who has fought all of his significant fights on the road in countries other than his homeland of Germany. But of course, he picks up that world title against Tellez last time out. And we know what Baraou is going to bring, and so does Xander Zayas, because they have sparred over 80 rounds over the last couple of years. Baraou is going to bring pressure, but he's going to lace it with a foundation of boxing skill. This is also a man who fought at the highest levels of the amateur circuit as an elite amateur, so it's not just pressure that Baraou can bring, but when he does, he's among the best in the sport at doing it.
Yeah, and boxing, in my opinion, is at its best when multiple belts are on the line, when it's a unification. Too many of these guys spend too much time avoiding the best of the best. Xander and Abass, both in their first world title defense against each other in a unification. That's what I'm talking about. Something else that people are talking about, though, is some of the other talent that is on this undercard as well. Tim, I'll start with you. Is there somebody that stands out or a fight that stands out to you that you're excited to see before we get to our main event tomorrow?
The Dominican sensation. It's
Cedeno.
Cedeno. It has to be Cedeno. I mean, punching power in both hands, a southpaw, aggressive style. Everyone's always talking about, oh, this guy runs, that guy runs. No, he's a guy that steps to you. He's about that action, and he wants to get rid of you when he's in that ring.
Yeah, he's very much in the title picture right now, too.
Yeah, and 12 knockouts in 13 wins. I mean, that's pretty impressive as well. Former Olympian. Excited to see him in our second bout. What about for you, Corey?
I'm here to see everyone, but I'm excited to see Juanito Lopez. It's such a colossal moment for him, and I know that everyone here is excited to see Juanita in this venue as well, the same venue where his father, the legendary Juanma, won 2 world title fights. Listen, when you get a fighter like Juanita, you look at those ingredients and can we create a star? Well, you have an Olympic pedigree, you have a famous last name, and Bad Bunny is a part of his managerial team, right? So you've got all those ingredients, and now we need to see more of what he can bring in the ring. And so far, he's shown the goods, but he's got a significant step up tomorrow night against Conor Gold. And
a good opportunity for him tomorrow night. Now fighting right before the main event, it will be a certainly nearly sold out, packed out house there tomorrow. For me, if I can get in my notes real quick about who I'm excited to see, Giovanni Santillan. You know, when you have a Robert Garcia Boxing Academy fighter on the card, you know you're going to circle that fight as a fighter to watch. Excited to see Giovanni back, and excited to see him in a new weight class. He will be making his 154-pound debut to open the show tomorrow night. And that's what you call a perfect segue into the first fighter that will get on the scales in the first fight. So I will send it over now to our very own Ralph Velez to weigh in Giovanni and his opponent. Hey, Ralph.
Thank you, Christina. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, we welcome you to the Distrito T-Mobile here in beautiful San Juan, Puerto Rico. Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated is proud to present the official weigh-in for tomorrow night's Unification Extravaganza, happening live at the Coliseo Puerto Rico and streamed live all over the world on various platforms. And as always, we are joined by the top-ranked knockouts. Please welcome Rachel and Chanel. Check out their Instagrams for the behind-the-scenes look at Fight Week. We begin our weigh-in with the opening attraction of the evening, 10 rounds of boxing in the junior middleweight division, featuring Courtney Pennington and Giovanni Santillan. Stepping to the scale, with a record of 17 victories, 11 defeats with 3 bouts even, 7 of his victories coming by way of knockout from Brooklyn, New York, Courtney Pennington. $153.5 pounds, 153.5 for Brooklyn, New York's Courtney Pennington. And now, stepping to the scale, with a record of 34 victories, 1 defeat, 18 of his victories coming by way of knockout from San Diego, California, Giovanni Santillan.
Hey, Corey, I don't think this fight's going to be as easy as many people will have it. I think Pennington is a
153.9, 153, 153.9 for Santillan. It's Pennington Santillan, the opening attraction tomorrow night, streamed worldwide.
I have to let Randall and Ralph get stuff in. Yeah, Pennington is exactly the kind of guy who can make things ugly and make you look bad. It's the type of guy who, for Santillan making his 154-pound debut, it could be that kind of banana peel, but we are seeing Pennington start to slide a little bit. He's lost his last 5 fights. He's been stopped by guys like Christopher Guerrero, so it still would be impressive if Santillan could get the stoppage win here.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see how, I mean, we spoke to Santillan in a fighter meeting, and he told us that he feels better at 154 pounds. What fighter doesn't feel good when they are able to go up in weight, right? Been at 147 his entire career. However, fighting for the first time, 154, it's a good little task for him tomorrow night.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next weigh-in is for the second attraction tomorrow evening. 10 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division, featuring Itundi Michelle Williams and Eury Cedeno. Stepping to the scale, with a record of 16 victories, 2 defeats, 12 of his victories coming by way of knockout from Abidjan, Ivory Coast, Itundi Michelle Williams.
Yeah, this is the fight right here, Corey, that I'm very interested in.
Yeah, this is far from an easy test for Eury Cedeno here tonight.
159.9 for Itundi Michelle Williams.
Of course, we saw Itundi Michelle Williams give Troy Isley some problems.
Oh, she sure did.
in June of last year.
Troy left, and I think it was a close fight. Very close fight, but I thought Itundi won.
With a record of 13 victories, no defeats, 12 of his victories coming by way of knockout, representing La Romana and La República Dominicana, Eury Cedeno. $159.7, 159.7, 159.7 libras for Eury Cedeno.
160 pounds needs some new blood, some fresh blood. I mean, if he continues on this streak, I mean, tomorrow night he has to win against Williams. What I think is going to be a tough task. However, this is a good-looking prospect right here.
Yeah, already rated number 5 by the WBA at middleweight. Well, yeah. and he's a very realistic opponent for a guy like Carlos Adames, for a guy like Arislan Lara.
Who he's sparred with
right,
before, shared some rounds with. Yep.
Credit to Cedeno, because for a guy in that position, picking an opponent as dangerous as Atundi Michelle William, a guy with a nearly 80-inch reach at middleweight, you could have picked anyone, but he's picking something difficult.
And a fighter that knows how to maintain distance, right? Mix things up, right? Stop exchanges, can press you, has power in both hands. A dangerous task tomorrow. Let's see if he can pass it.
And has never been stopped.
Never been stopped.
Something's going to give. You got a guy with a near perfect knockout percentage and another guy who has never been knocked out.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next weigh-in is for our third bout of the evening. 4 rounds of boxing in the junior bantamweight division, featuring Jeramis Hernandez Torres and Yadriel Caban. Stepping to the scale with a record of 2 victories and 2 defeats, fighting out of and representing San Juan, Puerto Rico, presenting Jeramis Hernandez Torres. 114.7, 114.7, 114.7 libras for Jeramis Hernandez Torres.
Torres got some support. You hear the fans rumbling in the back, right?
And this is
and now, step into the scale, his opponent.
The beauty of boxing, you can lose your pro debut as Jeramis Hernandez Torres did, and you still wind up on the big stage like this.
Yadriel Caban.
Corey, it's how you lose. It's how you lose. That's important.
115 pounds even, 115 libras for Yadriel Caban.
Well, that man, Yadriel Caban, he does not know how to lose yet. Of course, 2-0, a stable mate of both the champion Oscar Collazo and Juanmita Lopez, who we'll see a little bit later on tonight. So a nice stable of lower weight fighters developing here in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's important environment in boxing, especially for younger fighters, to be around, you know, fighters that are champions. So that way it kind of speeds up their process and growth.
A quick look at the tail of the tape. You see Hernandez Torres is a southpaw, but he has the advantage in years of pro experience. Oh, and he stepped right to him. I'll say Caban, he stepped right to him. I mean, this is Puerto Rico versus Puerto Rico, guys. So they both putting on.
A batalla de Puerto Rico. Hernandez Caban. Tomorrow evening streamed live all over the world.
Look, I want to walk around town and feel comfortable with my chin up in the air, right? Being from Puerto Rico.
Yes. It's Mocha versus San Juan.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to present to you Hall of Fame ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Thank you very much, Ralph. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you and a good evening indeed, as we welcome you as we continue our weigh-in for our big night of action taking place tomorrow night at the Coliseum of Puerto Rico. And it's all brought to you by Top Rank Incorporated, along with Icon Plus, along with Move Concerts, and Noah Assad Presents. Y a todos mis amigos boricuas, bienvenidos. Continuamos con el pesaje para nuestra gran noche del boxeo. Well, fans, we continue our weigh-in with an attraction scheduled 6 rounds of boxing featuring junior lightweights. 6 asaltos. It's Carlos de Leon Castro versus Diol Elegante Holguin. And now we bring our fighters to the scale at this time. First, a veteran of 71 professional bouts from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Damos la bienvenida a Diol Elegante Holguin. Elegante Holguin weighs in at 129.5 pounds, 129.5, 129 y media. And his opponent undefeated at 6 wins, no losses. The undefeated fighter from Caguas, Puerto Rico. Aquí está el invicto, Carlos de Leon Castro.
It was a good-looking prospect in Carlos de Leon Castro, a 91-4 amateur record.
Carlos de Leon Castro weighs in at 129.7 pounds, 129.7 libras.
Still very early in his development, though, Tim.
And at 5'8",
Yeah.
130 pounds.
He won Puerto Rican Nationals at the age of 18, which means he didn't spend a whole lot of time kind of at the senior elite level, so he may still have some seasoning, some growth to do. One way to do that is to take on Diol Ogin, who is one of, and I don't use this as a pejorative whatsoever, one of the preeminent journeymen in boxing today. He has played a role in the development of so many young fighters throughout his career.
Well, you know, he needs rounds. That's what it is. You
Here
got to
they
have
are,
rounds,
ladies
and
and
they're
gentlemen,
hoping
6
that
rounds of
Ogin
boxing,
can give him those
junior
rounds.
lightweight attraction in our big night of action tomorrow evening. And now we move to the junior bantamweight division. Once again, we are scheduled 6 rounds of boxing featuring Juanita Lopez de Jesus versus Kid Canelo Connor Goad. First to the scale, we welcome, with 7 knockouts in his 8 victories, joining us from Florence, Arizona, please welcome Kid Canelo Connor Goad. And Connor Goad weighs in 113.9 pounds, 113.913.9 libras. And now his opponent, with a record of 4 wins, no losses, 2 wins coming by way of knockout. He is representing the proud boxing tradition from Caguas, Puerto Rico, Juanita Lopez de Jesus.
I think Christina, out of everybody, out of all the Puerto Ricans, I think thus far, Juanita got the most applause.
That's for sure.
Appreciate it.
Only 20 years old. This is just his 5th professional fight, but what a good opportunity for him here to fight on this card under Xander Zayas for the 3rd time in his career on a Xander Zayas undercard. He's going to have his dad sitting there with him,
And I think that's the reason why. I think everybody wants to know, like, is he going to be the next? Could he be better than his father? I mean, he has a lot of expectations of him as a young fighter, and there's a lot of pressure on him as well. But speaking to him in the fighter meeting, I mean, he sounded great. I mean, he was answering all the questions the right way. I mean, maturity was at another level. And he knows exactly how important it is. And his English has even gotten better, you know, because he knows where he wants to be and where he's headed.
6 rounds of boxing junior bantamweights, Juanita Lopez de Jesus versus Kid Canelo Connor Goad.
All right, Juanita, obviously this is an incredible moment for you, getting to go on right before the main event in the same venue where your father fought for a world title twice. What are your emotions right now?
It's a great emotion. You know, it's my time. I'm gonna show the people of Puerto Rico that they have a great, you know, a great champion in Juanita.
You're taking a step up in opposition against Connor Goad. How much development do you feel you've had over the last couple of months? How much have you grown as a fighter to give you the confidence to take this kind of step up?
I'm a very mature fighter. I'm gonna show that the experience that we have achievement in this, you know, in this first year is a lot. So I'm gonna show everybody that Juanita is a solid prospect. Y para mi gente de Puerto Rico, oye, gracias. Vamos a demostrarle que Puerto Rico está en la casa y vamos a defender el patio mañana.
Last question. I know you've got some secrets in store as far as your ring walk and other things that might be going on tomorrow night, but overall, what can your fans here in Puerto Rico expect tomorrow night?
Una gran noche. Puerto Rico puede esperar una gran noche. Vamos a llevar fuegos artificiales para ese ring y Juanita va a demostrar que Puerto Rico no se deja y Puerto Rico es lo que manda.
Thank you so much, Juanita. Best of luck.
Puerto Rico boasts such a rich and storied boxing history, and Top Rank is excited to bring you Saturday night's main event here to the island. 12 rounds for the WBO and WBA junior middleweight titles. Xander Zayas versus Abass Baraou.
I will describe the relationship of boxing and Puerto Rico as a union. We grow up as fighters. We grow up fighting in the street, in the schools, everywhere. Just having somebody representing the island at the highest level in the boxing game, it's like, man, I'm from there. I'm from El Calentón, you know?
Gracias a todos ustedes por nunca faltar. A todos los niños de Puerto Rico, de
Abass Baraou is a good champion. We actually used to spar a lot. We have a lot of rounds of sparring together, and we always told each other that we're going to meet at the top. We're at the top of the mountain now. It's time to meet.
What a fight! Unbelievable.
And
it's one of the biggest fights out there. Beating a guy like that would put more credit to my name. The fans of Puerto Rico can expect a great fight, good matchup.
It was a dream of mine to bring a big fight to Puerto Rico. When I become unified champion at 23, I will become the youngest unified champion in the world.
This fight can go either way. It can be a stoppage, it can go to decision, but I'm sure I will be the winner.
Training camp has been going well. He's looking forward to this fight because he knows what Abass brings.
Dominated sparring sessions before. I can dominate one more time when it comes to the bright lights.
that is it. TKO victory. Xander Zayas.
Everybody who's seen the true work I've been putting in the ring, you can be excited and you can be sure I will get the job done.
Now, once they say from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I go into the middle of the ring with the referee giving us the last couple instructions, now it's when the fun starts.
Ready for the unification. Let's go.
January 31st, I'll become the youngest unified. See you guys in the island.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the weigh-in of the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing, champion versus champion for the unified WBO and WBA 154-pound championship of the world. Bien amigos, ahora presentando el pesaje para la pelea estelar de la noche, Xander Zayas contra Abass Baraou. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome the fighters. Turn your eyes above as they make their way down the stairs. First joining us to the scale, the WBA World Champion with a record of 17 wins, 1 loss, with 9 wins coming by way of knockout. From Germany, making the first defense of his title, here is the WBA Super Welterweight Champion of the World, Abass Baraou. And the world champion Abass Baraou weighs in at 153.5 pounds, 153.5 pounds, 153 libras y media. Once again, 153.5 pounds, 153 libras y media. And his opponent now making his way, the defending WBO World Champion with a record of 22 wins, no losses, 13 knockouts, making the first defense of his title from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Here is the newly crowned, undefeated WBO Junior Middleweight Champion of the World, Xander Zayas. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the defending WBO champion weighs in the same as his opponent, 153.5 pounds, 153 libras y media.
It's champion versus champion tomorrow night. The WBO World Champ Xander Zayas versus the WBA World Champ Abass Baraou as these two face off. You see the belts there in the background. One of these men are going home with an extra strap tomorrow night from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Unless it's a draw.
Don't even think. No, don't even think. And look,
Unless it's a draw.
you never know. But
Hey,
I'm just saying,
this is a good fight.
Abass Baraou is not here to play. You know, he said that was sparring. You know, he thought he did well during sparring. Xander says that I dominated the sparring session.
80 rounds, right?
80 rounds.
Amongst the two of them together.
So being familiar with your opponent, you know what to train for. You know their strengths, you know their weaknesses, you felt their power, you know what they're good at.
That's a pretty intense stare down too right here.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to break eye contact. Look at this.
You know, at these moments right here,
What's that
when
like,
you're staring
Tim?
down, you know, it's very intense. It's, you know, it's like you can feel a thoroughbred, right? Another thoroughbred can feel another thoroughbred, right? You know that he's ready. However, you're trying to look for
There
any
they
sign
are,
of
ladies
weakness.
and gentlemen.
They had to get in there and break them
Any
off.
sign of
Let 'em
weakness.
go. Let 'em go.
And
Okay.
and you see the intensity, because for me, Xander Zayas is the type of fighter, he fights with emotion. I asked him in a fighter meeting, I said, hey, how you going to be able to deal with those emotions? He said, I've already done it, Tim. I was in New York at Madison Square in the small room. He said, I filled it up. I dealt with my emotions there. He said, it's no different. Doesn't matter how many people are in the crowd. I'm going to fight my fight, and I'm going to bring back that title.
All right, well, we have Corey Erdman, who is standing by with the WBA champ, Abass Baraou. Corey, you ready?
Certainly am.
Take it away.
I'm certainly ready, and I know Abass Baraou is ready as well. Abass, you've had such a fascinating journey to get to this point, always fighting on the road. You're a world champion who's a free agent. Where did that self-belief come from to always push forward to get to your big moment?
The self-belief comes from all the hard work I've been doing, and I'm destinated towards my goals, and I will do everything to accomplish it. And yeah, I believe in myself. I've done the hard work. I train hard. I've done everything correct to be in this moment, and I'm enjoying it.
One thing I found very interesting, and obviously things were getting a little intense during the stare down, but this is a fight between two men who know one another, who like one another, and two guys who told one another, we're going to become world champion and meet at the top, and you actually made it happen.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's about business right now. He's very ambitious. I am very ambitious. And, you know, I hope he's prepared well, because I'm going to bring all the smoke, and I hope he does it as well. I expect nothing less, and we're going to bring a great fight, and, yeah, I will be the winner.
I think you might have answered my next question when you said I'm going to bring the smoke, but of course you're known for your stamina and your pressure. What can fans expect out of you tomorrow night?
You know, of course, I'm willing to pull this off, definitely, and I know Team Xander Zayas knows that as well, and, you know, I can only expect a great fight, and, yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, we're ready to see it. Abass, thank you so much. Best of luck. Thank you. All right, Christina, back to you.
All right, well, we had the other half of our main event hustle and join us up here. It's the WBO World Champ, Xander Zayas. You were watching the monitor, listening pretty intently to hear what your opponent had to say tomorrow night. What are your thoughts on saying he hopes you bring the smoke?
I love it. I love the energy. I love him being hungry about this. He's going to get the best version of Xander Zayas, and I'm excited. I'm having fun. My people is here. Puerto Rico está en la casa y la estoy pasando bonito.
I mean, we have hundreds of people out here. They all have their phones. There's young girls jumping up and down when they saw you come down from the stairs. I mean, you have to be able to feed off this energy, I'm sure, as you get ready for tomorrow night.
This is beautiful. This is all I dream about. Y mañana será una noche especial para Puerto Rico. Haremos historia juntos de nuevo. Y Puerto Rico tendrá el campeón unificado más joven en el mundo ahora mismo. Tomorrow is going to be an amazing night. I just feel it. I have a vibe for it. Puerto Rico is going to make history one more time, and it's going to have the youngest unified champion in the world.
People, I can feel his energy. I can feel the energy just coming off of you, man. You have those eyes. The eye of the tiger, man. What do you feel is going to be your best attribute in this fight?
Everything. Bradley, the separation has been created. Separation has been created during camp. I have 12 weeks of creating separation. Now it's time to go out there and do what I do best. Collect what belongs to me. Become unified world champion.
We're a little more than 24 hours away from a night where you could be making history. For all the fans out here, for everybody that's tuning in tomorrow night, what should they expect from Xander Zayas?
Quiero darle las gracias a todo Puerto Rico. Quiero darle las gracias a todo Puerto Rico por siempre estar ahí para mí, por siempre apoyarme, por siempre mostrarme el cariño. Y mañana en la noche vamos a hacer historia, vamos a pasarla bien en el Choliseo. Aquí en Puerto Rico le vamos a demostrar al mundo que se hace mejor. Así que los quiero a todos, un abrazo y nos vemos mañana. To all my Puerto Rican fans, thank you for the love, thank you for the support. Tomorrow night we make history one more time together. And I'm excited. I'm excited to bring the glory back to the island and put them where they belong at the top.
All right. Thank you, Xander. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Shake some hands, take some pictures, and get some rest.
Yes,
Big night for you tomorrow
yes,
night.
Ma'am.
Right,
Appreciate you, champ.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, that is your WBO 154-pound world champ, Xander Zayas. It's going down tomorrow night right here from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Let's give you one more look at our fight card for tomorrow night. 6 fights streamed live on Top Rank Classics, available on Roku, Vizio, Tubi, in the U.S. for free. In the U.S. mainland, first bouts get started at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, and live on Guapa Deportes at 6:30 p.m. right here in Puerto Rico. There are still a limited number of tickets available. If you scan that QR code to purchase the best seats that are still available right here, you can join us live tomorrow. Select tickets. Get them now. Over 10,000 expected at the Coliseo de Puerto Rico. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. local time. All right, everyone, we hope you enjoyed the weigh-in show here today. For our entire crew, for Tim Bradley, Corey Erdman, Ralph Velez, Jemmy Lennon Jr., our entire top-ranked production crew, I'm Christina Poncher. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night from sunny San Juan, Puerto Rico.
January 31st, I will become unified world champion.
Xander Zayas, he is the new WBO junior middleweight champion of the world.
January 31st is my time.
I will beat
Xander
Abass Baraou.
Zayas.
Xander Zayas versus Abass Baraou. It's going down. 2 big title belts on the line.
I will be unified champion.